So my job sent me home from work tonight, so I figured, fuck it, why not just make a video? And I've been making a lot of Naruto content recently, you know, talking about the, the Naruto versus Pain arc, okay, Madara Uchiha and all that. And I actually do have a few more videos planned to do about other characters, but I figured I'd get back to, my favorite anime of all time, which is Dragon Ball, and talk about an arc that some people have criticized, some people have loved. Personally, I think it's... Anyways, it's the Goku Black arc, okay? And I'm going to kind of explain my opinion and my views on it and how they could have made it possibly better and the issues I had with it. So let's get into this video.
I got a rant, y'all.
What's good, y'all? It's your boy Guac Papa Dust, whatever the hell y'all want to call me. Back at you again with another video today. As always, feel free to follow me on all my other social media down below, my Twitch, TikTok, Instagram, gaming channel, all that good jazz. Now, as I said, I'm going to be talking about the Goku Black arc in Dragon Ball Super. Now, the question I do have to ask you guys about that arc is, do you think it was good or do you think it was bad? Let me know your opinions down below. Now, as I said, I'm going to kind of explain my issues with the arc and my overall general opinion of it, and to kind of just give you my thoughts on it. I think it was an okay arc. Like, it was a really good idea, but just not executed very good in my opinion. There was a lot of things that was wrong with it, and a lot of things that they could have done so much better. And I'm just going to get into that right now. Now, one of my main gripes with this entire arc is just how piss poorly it was executed, especially when you have such good concepts like an evil Goku or a rogue Hakaishin or Kaioshin. I know Zamasu was a Kaioshin, not a Hakaishin, but the idea of a rogue god character, in my opinion, was definitely bound to happen, especially with Goku and Vegeta reaching this new level. The idea of a rogue godlike character, I'm pretty sure has probably been something that people have either made a fan manga of or something like that. I don't know, but I personally had a feeling that something like that was going to have to come up at some point, okay? It was inevitable, let's be real here. And they bought in that concept with Zamasu, and honestly, it was a really, really good idea, and I don't really hate the character of Zamasu in general. I think it was a great idea that they just didn't do good. And speaking of another idea that I don't think they did very well was the whole evil Goku thing. Now look, people for years have been wanting an evil Goku story, okay? I mean, there's so many fan mangas, fan fictions out there of Goku just turning evil and going rogue, okay? It's been an idea that people have been wanting to see, and something that, people have been wanting Dragon Ball to touch on and do for a long time. We never really got an evil Goku story. I mean, we did have Turles, but Turles was more of a representation of what Goku could have become had he not hit his head as a kid, and wasn't really an evil Goku. He was more just a low-class Saiyan that looked like Goku. But the idea of an evil Goku was something that people had been wanting, and bringing that concept in along with the, rogue Kaioshin thing is definitely a story that had so much potential. My main issues with it is that the real motive behind Zamasu's character is mainly that he just hates mortals, which I kind of get, but instead of, wanting to conquer mortals, wanting to make them submit and getting them back in their place and having the gods, be on top once again, which I think would have been a really good story, personally, it's just he wants to destroy mortals. Like, a lot of people I've always seen, I even had some people, say that, well, if Zamasu just wanted to kill everybody, why didn't he just blow up the planet or do stuff like that? Well, the whole thing about Zamasu is he loves the universe. He loves creation. After all, he is a Kaioshin, the gods of creation. He loves creation. He simply just hates mortals who inhabit that creation. So he wants to destroy the mortals who inhabit these creations so he can admire the beauty of the universe. Well, universe is, since there's like 12 of them. Definitely a neat concept, I guess. I feel like there could have been a lot better stories, with the whole rogue god thing, like wanting to be the supreme almighty god, which Zamasu kind of wanted to be after killing all the other Kaioshins and Hakaishins. But the problem is like, not only was he killing them, but he was killing the mortals so he could just chill out in all 12 universes by himself, which to me is kind of like, really? That's his motive? I don't know. Personally, I was not a big fan of those motivations, but maybe I'm wrong here. But another issue I had with this arc so much was the amount of just plot-induced stupidity, or PIS as people like to call it, or as I sometimes call it, piss. I mean, both the anime and the manga had a lot of plot-induced stupidity that I'm going to kind of explain here. And by the way, for anyone wondering, am I talking about the anime or the manga? I'm talking about both because, you know, they're just so different from each other, okay? In case you guys don't know, Dragon Ball Super, the manga, and the anime are basically almost two separate canons. I mean, no one really considers the other one non-canon and the one canon. They kind of both consider them canon because they do things so differently. I mean, even in their arcs, you can almost consider the anime and the manga two separate canons from each other because they're just so different from each other, okay? It's too long to list all the differences that they have. I mean, that's just a video on its own. But I am going to be talking about both of them. Now, I do want to inform you that I did catch up on the anime once again, so I know a lot more about the anime. I recently just watched it again. However, I haven't read the manga in like years or even watched any videos of people talking about it in forever, you know, discussing their opinions. I wanted this to be as raw and organic as possible, but I haven't read the manga in a while. So if I get something wrong, forgive me for that. But to kind of go over the plot-induced stupidity that was in both the manga and the anime, starting with the anime, okay, was Trunks' whole spirit bomb, giant fucking blade sword thing. I mean, do I really need to say it? Now look, the spirit bomb is a Goku technique. Well, actually it's a King Kai technique, but you know, fucking Goku uses it, okay? We all know he uses it, and it's something that only he knows. Which is weird considering like all the other Z fighters trained on, you know, King Kai's planet with the exception of Krillin and Gohan, but I mean, hell, even Piccolo was up there just meditating. And, you know, none of them learned how to do it, so, I mean, well, I'm not even going to get into that, okay? Anyways, we all know Goku uses the Spirit Bomb, but he's the only person of the Z fighters who knows how to do it. So the fact that Trunks was able to somehow summon a spirit bomb of sorts and absorb it into his sword, to me, in my honest opinion, was pretty fucking stupid. Not to mention the fact that, you know, the Potara earrings no longer, you know, fuse you permanently. Like, literally if you remember in the Majin Buu saga, when Goku and Vegeta fused against Super Buu, Gohan absorbed, or Buuhan as everyone calls him, Goku and Vegeta were fused forever, okay? They only unfused because, apparently, according to the story, it was because of the magical energies within inside Buuhan that caused them to unfuse. But outside of them, they were going to be fused forever. I mean, Goku even tells Vegeta that once they put the earrings on, they're stuck like that. It'd be really weird, you know, trying to sleep with their wives. But enough of the sex talk, okay? Anyways, they were supposed to be fused forever. Now, obviously, they were going to need a way to unfuse Goku and Vegeta again, but, you know, basically Gowazu, Zamasu's mentor, the Supreme Kai of Universe 10, basically explains it that only Supreme Kai can stay fused together forever, while mortals only stay fused together for an hour. As I said, they needed a way to unfuse Goku and Vegeta, I get it, but to me it was like, really? You need to change that? You couldn't just have them go back to the main timeline and then use the Dragon Balls to unfuse, kind of like how Kipido Kai did? Outside of that, you know, there's so many times, like even after Zamasu fused into Fusion Zamasu, okay, Vegeta and Trunks, okay, charge up a father-son Galagun, which was a totally badass moment in my opinion, and are able to push back his, you know, supernova, heavenly ball, light of justice thing. I don't really know what the fuck he calls it, but basically it's like a fucking death ball, okay? It's a death ball. That's what I'm gonna call it. They're able to push it back at him, and it pretty much does nothing to Zamasu. He's still, like, standing, and he just gets real pissed off, and then, you know, somehow blasts Vegeta and almost kills him. And then immediately after, okay, Goku just pops up out of nowhere, fires a Kamehameha so hard that he breaks his own arms, and is somehow able to damage Zamasu's, like, right side of his face and turns him, like, purple. Like, okay, Vegeta and Trunks literally took a combined effort and they didn't even scratch this man, but Goku just goes full power one time, no Kaioken or anything, and can like damage him. Like, to me, I always thought that was weird, but I don't know, man. But then after that, okay, Zamasu goes full rage, okay, and turns into the goddamn one-eyed, one-horned, flying purple people eater, and decides to go on a goddamn rampage, okay, which leads to them fusing into Vegito, and then they unfuse, even though they've only been fused together for like 2 minutes at this point, and then fucking Trunks comes up and, you know, Spirit Sword and then cuts him in half. But in the manga, in my opinion, this shit gets even worse. Why do I say it gets worse? Because, you know, Zamasu and Goku Black fuse and then start throwing cubes for some fucking reason. And then, you know, Goku and Vegeta fuse as Vegito, which was stated by Supreme Kai to surpass Beerus. And then he proceeds to just fucking shit stomp this shit out of Zamasu. Like, honestly, like, that, in my opinion, is one of the most funny beatdowns in manga of all time, okay? Second only to fucking Pain beating the shit out of Hinata in, like, a second. But that's all, you know, I already talked about that. But anyways, Vegito proceeds to shit stomp this Zamasu and then unfuses because, you know, they're just too powerful. Zamasu then begins to wreck them and get all pissed off again, but then, guess what happens? Nope, Trunks doesn't summon a spirit sword. Nope, nothing else crazy happens, okay? Fucking Zamasu, merge Zamasu, fusion Zamasu, unfuses. No, I kid you not, him and Goku Black unfuse, okay? Well, kinda. They, like, still, like, warp together on some, like, Venom and Eddie Brock type of shit. And, like, they're trying to sustain the fusion again. I forget what the explanation in the manga was, but I believe it was something like, since they weren't officially made Supreme Kais yet, they were still unable to fuse permanently, so they were just gonna unfuse anyway. Which I guess is okay, but it's like, what?
What?
What? What? Stop letting me!
But anyways, they unfuse and then Trunks just straight up just chops the motherfuckers in half and then stabs Goku Black. Now you're probably thinking, that's how it ends? Well, no. Because not only does Goku Black get up on some troll shit, but then all of a sudden, he turns into Fusion Zamasu. No, I kid you not. Bro literally warps into like Fusion Zamasu. And then as for the other Zamasu, well, he also turns into a fused Zamasu. And then a shit ton of these motherfuckers, like a whole army of these merged Zamasu spawn. It was like the Return of Cooler movie where they had to fight 1,000 metal coolers, okay? But it was even stupider this time. There was no Big Getty stars around here or anything like that, okay? They just got up and turned into merged Zamasu again. And somehow, they were all just as strong as they originally were. Now, correct me if I'm wrong here, like, that was never actually explained in the manga. That just kind of fucking happened, and I'm sitting here looking at it like, what the fuck is going on? And then, the grand finale of it all. This happened in both the anime and the manga, the good old Zeno button. In case you don't know what the Zeno button is, okay, it was given to Goku by a Grand Zeno, okay? Grand Zeno was basically the king of all the 12 universes, well, 18, but he did away with 6 of the other universes because reasons. Anyways, Grand Zeno gives Goku a button because he finds Goku entertaining and fun, so they can hang out and, you know, have fun shit. But, you know, Goku's obviously fighting this battle, so Zeno gives Goku a button so he can, you know, teleport to him, or he can teleport Zeno to him willy-nilly. Goku pushes the Zeno button, and in the anime, Zeno pops up, calls Zamasu annoying, and then just offs the entire timeline. In the manga, Zeno pops up, Zamasu gets scared shitless, they all try to fly away, and bro offs the timeline. And, like, that's kinda it. Like, literally. Now they have future Trunks and future Mai, who decide to take the time machine, after escaping the destruction of the entire fucking timeline in the well, I wouldn't call it a multiverse, but the entire fucking timeline. And literally after this, okay, because they escaped in the time machine back to the main timeline, there's now a future Trunks and Mai in the main timeline who decide to take the time machine and go to another alternate timeline since their timeline is officially destroyed, and just live with their alternate timeline counterparts. Yeah, that's literally how the entire arc ends. Now, like I said, there was so much, like, plot-induced stupidity in the end of it, especially, but the biggest thing for me at the end of it wasn't even just the whole plot-induced stupidity bullshit, okay? It was the fact that, basically, there was no real payoff for any of the characters here. If you think about it, Zamasu basically won in the end, okay? He managed to have everyone destroyed, he happened to get destroyed along with everything else. The entire timeline got offed by Grand Zeno, and there was no real, like, moment where Goku and Vegeta or even Trunks got to triumph over Zamasu, you know? In the Cell arc, when Trunks goes back to the future timeline, he kills off both androids 17 and 18, and then kills off Imperfect Cell, and essentially, you know, there's no more threats. You know, he's strong enough to take on any threat at this point, and, you know, everything's all good in the hood. But here, that never really happens. Like, the minute they do try to strike and overpower him, just another bunch of plot bullshit happens, and then all of a sudden it's just, oh hey, Zeno button. You know, we could have really just had this as our trump card the entire time, but you know, now we need it. To me, it didn't really feel like much of a payoff. It was essentially, they lost. Yeah, they had the Zeno button, but Zeno ended up killing everyone in the timeline anyway, so really it didn't solve any of the conflict, okay? Goku Black basically, yeah, he got destroyed, but so did everything else, so really, what was the payoff here? Now Trunks and future Mai have to go live in another timeline with, you know, apparently alternate versions of themselves, because that's the only way they could live peacefully now. I mean, I low-key kind of wish Trunks and Mai just would have stayed in the main timeline, but I guess I kind of get why they didn't do it. But yeah, to me, like, all the plot-induced stupidity leading up to basically just the Zeno button and then everything just getting erased. Like, they had all of this shit happen basically for no payoff at the end, and that was my main issue with the entirety of the story arc. There was no real winning moment here, okay? It was essentially Goku and Vegeta go to the future, get their ass kicked, go to the past, train a little bit, get their ass kicked again after going back to the future, going back to the past, training some more, going to the future, kicking their asses, fucking Zamasu and Goku Black fuse, kick their asses again, Goku and Vegeta fuse, kick Zamasu's ass, they unfuse, Zamasu goes fucking berserk again, and then fucking Zeno button. To me, it was an arc that had so much potential, but with all the plot-induced stupidity, and holy shit, I just fucking remembered, like, Goku also learned Hakai in this arc. Yeah, did you guys know that? Like, in this arc, like, Goku, after watching Beerus use the Hakai technique once, literally uses it on Merge Zamasu and almost succeeds until fucking Zamasu grabs Mai and then holds on to her, and then Goku stops. I mean, seriously, Vegeta literally did all this training to learn how to be a god of destruction, and fucking Goku over here is just like, yeah, I fucking pulled that shit out against Zamasu too, so you're really not special, bitch. Like, I completely forgot about it. It literally just popped into my head as I was talking. I was like, holy shit, I completely forgot about that. But yeah, anyways, all the plot stupidity that they fucking had in that arc, okay? Like, and then all just to lead up to the Zeno button and everything getting destroyed in the end, in my opinion, is what really, really hurt this arc, in my opinion. Especially when you have such a cool concept like an evil Goku and a rogue god. The story and motives behind the characters could have been a little bit better, and the way the arc ended, in my opinion, just, you know, the climax of it all, just real, and, you know, the conclusion just wasn't that good. I mean, of course, we got some really good fight scenes in the anime and even some good drawings in the manga, but, you know, there's no payoff in the end. There's no real arc or character developments here. And, you know, yeah, that's just my main issues with it. Anyways, that's just a quick video I wanted to put up for you guys today. Let me know if I missed anything down below. If I got anything wrong, let me know your opinion of this arc down below as well. Anyways, I want to thank you guys for watching this video today. More content coming out soon. I've just been real busy with work and personal stuff, but I am planning on putting up some more skits, more rants like this. You guys let me know what you guys want to see from me as well. Anyways, thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.